Today we are going to discuss about the love marriage yoga in your chart. What are the possible conditions and what are the probabilities that we can show that the chart can show that we have the love marriage yoga. Why I am focusing love marriage? Because out of 100 comments, 90% comments are based on love marriage, arranged marriage and intercaste marriage, and it is not every time possible for me to reply on your comments. So I am from today onwards discussing all the parameters in the series wise, in the method wise, so that you can easily understand is the marriage yoga in your chart is present or not. When I like any video, it means that you have. When I dislike any video in the comment, then it means you don't have. So there are many lucky they are lucky ones who get to marry the love of their life, but some of them are not. In India, arranged marriages are the most common things that we see, and that's it's actually become a part of the Indian culture. So when we talk about the love marriage yoga, there are number of planets, there are number of houses. The first house is fifth house, the house of love and romance. The seventh house is the house of marriage. So these two houses play a very crucial role either in your D1 chart and D9 chart. So today the first rule deals with the two houses and the relationship between them. What are those houses? Just watch this video at the end, you will understand everything. If you need any consultancy, you can download Jyotishkar Veda app or you can consult from our website. Now come to the your chart. Take your chart on the table. It will be your ascendant on the D9 chart. If the condition is not present in the D1 chart but it is present in the D9 chart, then it holds somewhat. So the first common yoga, the first method, the first common yoga that we analyze inside the chart. Also note that the Hindi version of this video already present in the playlist. You can check out from them there. The first common yoga for love marriage is the relationship between the two houses. Just note down, this is the second house, the house of extension of the family, and this is your fifth house. So the second house and the fifth house of romance, children, mutual fund, intelligence. Ultimately it deals with the romantic life, how much romantic you are. The planet present here decides your romantic relationship and love. When it comes in connection with the second house, when it comes in the connection with the second house of family, it tells us that there are very high chances for love marriage in your chart. How? Let me tell you by one example. Suppose you have any ascendant. Suppose let's think it's a Sagittarius. If you are a Sagittarius Jataka or Jatika, number 9 is written here. I'm going to discuss here example 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, this way. Just focus on these houses right now. What I have mentioned, then the connection between the fifth house and the second house. If in your chart the fifth house lord is present in the second house and the second house lord is present in your fifth house, then the condition holds true. If the fifth house lord is present in the second house but the second house lord is present in the sixth, eighth house, then the problem is there. The same way, in the same way, if the second house lord is present in your fifth house and the fifth house lord is present either sixth, either eighth, either 12th, then there will be the problem in the love marriage. You have to follow the proper remedy. The planet which is present in the sixth, eighth houses, or the planet present inside this chart with the malefic planets like Rahu and Ketu. What you have to do, just do Strotam or the Bij mantra of the respective house. If the planet is present 6th, 8th house, then you just need to donate the corresponding objects and items related to that planet. And you can know about all these ideas from our Jyotishkar Veda app or in our website we have mentioned. You can also check out our Quora and the blogger section also. Apart from that, Apart from that, if you need any personal advice or free advice, you can consult us from the Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. Just share your chart Vimshottari Dasha and one question. We will try within 60 days to reply you. And please note that on the same day the video launch, if you place your comment, there are 80% chances that you can get the reply at the same day or within a second day. Also, if you subscribe the channel, don't forget to press the notification bell, because the videos are awesome and in the different way, and most of the people complain us that we are not getting the notification because you forget to press the notification bell. So in the first common yoga, I have mentioned that love marriage is there is a relationship between the second house and the fifth house. The fifth house is of romance and the second house is of family. So when the romance lord is placed or in connection with the second house, it tells us that there are high chances for love marriage in the relationship. And also the second house lord and fifth house lord, whatever you have, should not be deblated. First condition, should not be combusted. Second condition, should not be placed in the nakshatra of 6th, 8th and 12th house lord. So if you have such questions, please, this video is for you. We are not going to reply you in the comment section because we have video for you, and just focus and watch these videos again and again to understand the concept. In the second video, we will discuss few more parameters and few more yogas. The series will continue long until all the yogas are not covered. So please wait and have patience for all your queries and your comments reply. And do not share your mobile number. We do not ask anybody. We do not call anybody. All the appointment is totally based on the application based and website based appointment request. That's all for the day. I think everything is clear. It's very simple concept. The Hindi version, you can check it the playlist. That's all for the day. Jai Shri. Namaskar. Today we are going to discuss the love marriage yoga, the rule number 2nd. Here we will deal with your 7th house and your 11th house. So watch this video till end. If there is such kind of relationship, 7th house with the 11th house, then you have the chances for love marriage increases. Here I am using the word increases. The 11th house represents the gain house. It is also the upachya house, the house of wealth, house of money. So if in a chart, if in your chart or in the male or female chart 7th house lord is present in the 11th house, then definitely there will be a gain after marriage, in career, in prospects, in the wealth section. So all these videos in Hindi version already in the playlist section, these videos in English on the high request from across the people who do not understand Hindi. So if the 7th house lord is placed in the 8th house, in the 11th house, the spouse, your future spouse becomes very lucky for you, very high moral values, and the luck eventually comes to your bag. Apart from that, the person will gain a lot of money, financial success and new resources of income, part-time job, or your chances of extra business will increase. The door will open for you by the second person whom you get married. That's why when someone says that my luck has been changed after my marriage, this is one of the cases. Also, if the 11th house lord creates connection with the 5th house, we know that the 5th house is the house of what? It is the house of love and romance. You know that in the first rule we have discussed. 7th house is the house of marriage. 11th house is the house of gain. So if there is a connection between the 5th house and the 11th house, in that case, again, the connection establishes for the love marriage. The chances will increase. Means if your 7th house lord is placed in the 11th house and from the 11th house it expects your 5th house, then the chances will increase. Also, if the planet sitting in the 11th house expects the 5th house and the planet sitting in the 5th house, expects the 11th house, then chances again high rise. These are the parameters which you need to check when you have to check the 7th house, the connection between the 11th house. So here what you have seen, the 7th house is connected with the 11th house, 11th house is connected with the 5th house. So there is a triangular relationship between these. So these triangular relationship will cause your love marriage yoga. But here is again the condition. What if your 7th house lord should not be weak, should not be combusted, should not be debilitated, should not be placed 6th, 8th and 12th house, should not be placed in the nakshatra of 6th, 8th and 12th. In the same way, condition hold for 5th house and your 11th house. All these three houses lords should not follow these principles. If these principles are following, then the chances of love breakup, love affairs will sustain, but the chances for love breakup will rise. So these are the parameters. The planets of 5th, 7th and the 11th house should be strong, should be exalted, should be in the friendly sign, should be well placed in the Lagna chart. And if this condition not hold in your D1 chart, but it is hold in D9 chart, then with efforts you can attain the love marriage chances. So these are the parameters. There is nothing predefined at one parameter. More the parameter matches, more the chances of love marriage increases. So this is all about the basic concepts. I am not making such things complicated. Now let's start with an example. Let's start with an example. Suppose you have Gemini Lagna or Gemini Ascendant. In that case, what is the relationship? Number 3 is written here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. Like this. This is your Gemini Ascendant. You are Gemini Ascendant. We have to check the connection between. If your 7th house lord, that is Jupiter, is placed in your 11th house. Jupiter is placed here and Jupiter, and suppose Venus is present here and Jupiter expects this Venus. This is the condition holds for the love marriage yoga, because both will Mars and Jupiter and Venus will expect, and if they are neutral, here they are neutral, then the love marriage with after some no changes to yes. It means that after some complications you will survive for the love marriage. And post marriage 2 years are very important for such kind of marriage for the sustainability point of view. So if these planets are strong, if these planets are not strong, then you need to do Bij mantra, you need to do Chalisa, you need to do Vrat, you need to do Havan, and the rituals which are connected to the respective planets who is the lord of your 5th, 7th and 11th house. So these are the basic things. We are not making situations difficult. Just note down, if the 7th house is sitting in the 11th house, and if the 11th house creates a connection with the 5th house, and there is a connection between 5th, 7th and 11th house, then the chances of love marriage increases. In the last videos, when the series complete of the yogas, we will analyze such things by the graph theory. We will see which planets, which connection, which way. We all discuss about the graph way. You just understand one by one each video and each concept and each rule. Do not recite again and again. Just focus on the chart test, then apply your logic. You will have your answer. So if you need any consultancy, download Jyotishkar Veda app, websites, or for free consultancy, Jyotishkar Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Share your Vimsotri Dasha chart and one question. We will try within 60 days to reply you, but have patience. Do not share your mobile number, email address, avoid sub comments, otherwise you will be the part of spam, then there is no action from our sides. That's all for the day. Jai Shani. So we have discussed till now 2 yogas for the love marriage. Now today we are going to discuss about the 3rd yoga. All the parameters are going to placed in the playlist section love marriage astrology. Just check out whatever you have doubts, because I'm trying to make all the yogas which are essential for the love marriage. Why? Because 80% of comments on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on reply section, comment box, YouTube, the question revolves around the love marriage, arranged marriage, love marriage, arrangement. That's why I'm focusing the particular question, so that I'm not able to reply those who are asking me such questions. And the comments which are liked means yes, and which are not liked, which means no. So the topic is What is the third condition? Let me clear you that the fifth house and the seventh house plays a very important role. The fifth house and the seventh house, these two houses play very important role. The fifth house represents, you know, that your romance, your love, your emotions in the marriage. So what will be the romance, what will be the love and emotion by you in the marriage? While the seventh house represents the actual house that determines the strength of the marriage and the union. Means you love someone, you are planning for marriage, you did marriage, and that marriage needs responsibilities. So the seventh house is the actual house that determines the strength of the marriage and the union. Now the condition is why we are discussing about the fifth and the seventh house, because in this video we will see that there is any association. If both the houses, either fifth and seventh house, creates a relation, then we can say that then he or she may have love relationship in his life. Now that love relationship exists or and depends which planets are placing with them, 6th, 8th or 12th, or whether the 5th or 7th house lord are weak, debilitated and combusted. In that case the marriage will not survive, being it's a love marriage. So what you have seen that if there is an association, if there is a planet exchanging the position, means fifth house lord is placed in the seventh house and seventh house lord is placed in your fifth house, then this is a case of love marriage yoga in your charts. Now note down the aspects plays important role rather with the association of the rules. Let's talk about some examples. Suppose this is a Gemini chart. Number 3 is written here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1, 2, 3. This is Gemini. You can have your own Gemini, your own Lagna chart. The ascendant can be varied. Here we found that Venus is your fifth house lord and Jupiter is your ninth house lord. If you see that Jupiter is placed here in your chart and Venus is placed here, then this is the case of love marriage. Or if you see that Venus is placed here and Jupiter is placed here, again this is the case. Or if you see that Jupiter is placed here or Venus is placed here, again this is the case of love marriage. Apart from that, the next one is nakshatra. Nakshatra plays important role. What you have to see, check out what is the nakshatra of here and what is the nakshatra of here. Means you have to check the 7th house lord nakshatra and 5th house lord nakshatra. If the nakshatra lord, whatever the nakshatra lord placed in with respect to each houses, then again association of love marriage is high. You will have the higher chances to get in the love relationship. So this is all about the calculation, exchanging positions, exchanging nakshatra. So if the lord of the nakshatra of the 5th and 7th house also exchange their houses, also exchange their nakshatra or placed in either of the nakshatra, then again the condition of love marriage happens. So these are the important things. What you have to note down, you just note down that the 5th house lord and the 7th house lord must be strong. The 5th house lord should not be weak, should not be malefied. Same the 7th house and the 7th house lord should not be debilitated, should not be combusted. Same with the 5th house lord. If either one of them having such situations, then the marriage creates hurdles. Then there will be the problem in the marriage. If they are debilitated, they are combusted, they are not in the authentic position, in that case you have to do the remedy for the 5th house lord and the 7th house lord. And the remedies are mentioned in our Jyotishghar Veda app or in our website. You can just check out the website or download Jyotishghar app. In case you need any consultation, you just consult with this medium. Apart from free questions, you can ping Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Vimshotri Dasha, one question, and we give us 60 days to reply. It depends on the queue If the queue is short, you will be replied within a days or the same days. If the queue is large, then you need to wait for your turns. Do not share your mobile number. Avoid spam reply. Otherwise, you will be blocked, and we do not call anybody without appointment. So this is all about the love marriage rule number 3. In the next video, we will discuss the rule number 4. But please note that the Hindi version of these videos are already present in the playlist section. So do not request me for making Hindi version, already present in the playlist. These videos are for those followers who do not understand Hindi across India as well or world as well. Jai Shani. We are going to discuss about the rule number 4. And the first of all, before starting this video, I will mention here, if you start friendship first and then go for marriage, then it will be a healthy married life and you will be healthy couple. Now the fourth rule deals with the Rahu. With the Rahu, the planet Rahu, the Rahu plays a very responsible for the love marriage, because Rahu represents the desire, it represents our obsessive nature. So if we say that Rahu is an illusion, yes, right, Rahu is an illusion, Rahu is a Maya. So if there is a connection of Rahu with the 7th house or the Karak Tattva of marriage, that is Venus, then it is said to have the person marry with different caste. So if Rahu is related with the 7th house or with Venus, there are very high chances that a person can marry someone different from his or her caste. So now take an example. If the planet Rahu expects your 7th house, if suppose Rahu is present here and Rahu 7th eyes is in this house, I have also seen that the Rahu, the 3 eyes also 5, 7, 9 also plays role, because many astrologers say that Rahu do not have 5 or 9th eyes, only 7th house, but it is found in the practical examples, in the practical chart, that the 5th, 7th and 9th eyes also work. So I am taking all these as if Rahu is present in your Lagna, Rahu is present in your 3rd house, or Rahu is present in your 11th house. From 3rd house it gives 5th aspects, from 11th house it gives a 9th aspects to your 7th house. In that case, if the planet Rahu expects the 7th house, then there are chances, or if the Lord of 7th house is present here, then it is sure that you will be in the love affair, in the love scene. Not only this, if Rahu is placed in these houses, whatever your Lagna chart, anywhere it can be placed anywhere, and it expects Venus, suppose Venus is present here and it is in the 7th eyes with the Rahu, then again this is the condition of love marriage. If Venus is present, Venus and Rahu both are placed together inside your chart, especially house number 3rd, house number 7th, house number 11 and house number 2nd, there are chances for the love marriage. And if Rahu is present with Shani, that will cause Shrapit Yoga, with efforts that marriage will run. Otherwise the marriage will be on the floor. So do not blindly trust the opposite partner when the Saturn with Rahu or Venus with Rahu. You need to check properly the background of your spouse, of your love affair partners, because there can be a betrayal in that relationship. So if you have a Shrapit dosh, in that case you should follow Mahamrityunjay Jap or Shiv Panchashar Stotam, Om Namah Shivaya. These mantras should be performed by you regularly. So if the planet Rahu expects you the 7th house Lord, whatever the Lagna, whatever the Lord of 7th house, it is in expectation. Or if Venus with the Rahu or Saturn with the Rahu, then there are chances for the love marriage in that person's kundli. The condition if holds in D1, D9 chart, then also this rule is said to be followed. So if you need any consultation, you can download Jyotishghar Veda app, or you can visit our website jyotishghar.in. Apart from that, for free inquiry, you can share your chart on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter with Vimshotri Dasha and one question, and wait for 60 days. We will try to reply you as soon as possible. Depends on the Q section. And do not share your mobile number and email ID. We do not want and we do not call without appointment. So if you need any help, check description box and be safe. To discuss about the rule number 5, and let me brief you that last 4 parts are available in the playlist for the love marriage yoga. Why I am focusing on these series? Because 90% of the comments based totally first questions deals with the love marriage, whether they have love marriage, intercaste. So I thought that we should have such video series that when I'm not able to reply you, in that case you can get an idea from such videos. So if you have been together, either male or female, or with the love of your life for a long time, whether it could be academic, it could be college level, school level, and you wish to marry, or do you actually dream of doing a love marriage in your lifetime? So this video today focus on rule number 5, and the rule number 5 will deal with the Lagna Lord. The Lagna Lord here will explain the chances of love marriage if it is placed or if it makes an association with the following houses. So watch this video till end and subscribe the button as well as notification bell, because most of the Bandhu Bandhav complained us that we could not understand when the latest videos rises. That's why we are focusing today on the first house. So this is your first house. The first house represents our self, your stamina, your yash, apyash, your name and fame. Everything. The first lord and the Lagnesh plays a very important role in your chart. It is very necessary that the Lagna Lord must be very strong. It should not be placed either in the 6th, 8th and 12th house. So the first condition is it should be strong and it should not be placed in such houses, because in that point of view its intensity, its powers definitely shrink. Now how the first lord comes into the picture? If in your chart the Lagna Lord, check your D1 chart, if in your chart the Lagna Lord is making any connection, any yuti with the 7th lord, means the first house lord placed itself in the 7th lord, first case. And if this condition not holds, the first lord placed in the 5th house. If Lagna Lord is placed in your Kundali 2nd house or 12th house, in that case the chances of love marriage high, the rises will be there. For example, these are the parameters you just need to note down. What are the houses? The 2nd house is extension of family, 5th house love and romance, and the 7th house house of marriage, and the 12th house which deals with the sexual desires and sexual relationships. Suppose if you are from Leo ascendant, it could be any, check your ascendant chart. If number 5 is written here, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number will be like this. Check your chart, check your ascendant chart and note down who is your ascendant lord. Here is ascendant lord is sun. Just note down outside that sun is the Lagna Lord of this house. Now what are the houses? 2nd, 5th, 7th and 12th. You just focus on these houses and check whether the sun makes any association with these houses and the lords of these houses. If it makes, the chances will rise. Now step by step, if your sun is placed in the 5th house, that is the house of Sagittarius, that is the house of Jupiter. Or if the sun is placed here in the 7th house, that is the house of Aquarius and the house of Saturn. If sun is placed in the 2nd house, the house of Virgo, the house of Mercury. Or if it is placed in the house of Cancer, the lord is moon. If sun is placed, means here the ascendant is placed in these houses, the chances of love marriage increases. Depends that the Lagna Lord should not make any association 6th, 8th and 12th lord. means 6th, 8th and 12th lord if 12th lord is malefied. If suppose in this chart, if the 6th house lord and 8th house lord makes any association with the Lagna lord in the respective houses, in that case the breakup in that point of view can happen, and it would be happen in the dasha antardasha of the malefic houses planet. Rahu Ketu will change the picture of that love scenario. There will be conflict, there will be obstacles. After facing such obstacles, you will come to your destination, that's your love marriage. So these are the basic concept. If the first house lord making any conjunction with the 7th lord, 5th lord, 2nd lord or the 12th lord, chances for love marriage increases. Not only this, that the Lagna lord is placed in such houses, but also the Lagna lord is placed anywhere in the auspicious houses. If the Lagna lord is placed anywhere in the auspicious houses and the 5th lord, 7th lord, 2nd lord and 12th lord, either one of them or all of them making in the yuti and the conjunction, then also the love marriage yoga are very high. So this is all about the basic concepts, rule number 5. In the next video we will do rule number 6 and see more parameters. Please note down, more parameters means more success, more chances to get into love marriage. You cannot ignore that either one parameter, two parameter. Yes, they are. If there is a one parameter hold and everything is good, aspects are good, then you can go for marriage. But if the chances of parameters are more and more, then you will definitely, after facing all obstacles, you will lead to the love marriage yoga. This is the basic concepts. So at the end, if you need any consultancy, you can download Jyotishghar Veda app, as well as you can visit our Jyotishghar websites. We have modified the websites, and in case free analysis, you can share your chart on Instagram by the name Jyotishghar, and we will try to reply you within 60 days with one question, and you need to share your Vimsotri Dasha plus your chart. This is the primary requirement, and please do not share your mobile number, your contact details in the comment box. Avoid spam reply, otherwise you will be blocked. No call will be made by the Jyotishghar team. All appointment will be based either by Jyotishghar Veda app or website, or all the options inside the description box. That's all for the day. Today we are going to discuss about the rule number 6 for the love marriage yoga. From rule number 1 to 5, check out the playlist. If you need any consultancy, download Jyotishghar Veda app, or you can scroll in our Jyotishghar website for further information, for further knowledge, or you can direct check the description box for the consultation. Now the today topic is about will be Mars, how Mars influence about the love marriage. See, Mars plays a very crucial role in your chart. Love marriage has a really high probability chances if in your chart Mars plus Venus placed together. Why? Because the Mars represents your stamina, the stamina need for the sexual energy. It represents your passion, vitality, and when it combines with the Venus, the desire. Venus means your Shukra, your significator of the marriages, your desires, your materialistic view. So if there is a connection between the Mars and Venus inside your chart, then the marriage have the high chances of the love marriage. But Mars and Venus combo sometimes delays marriage at the age of 35 because family disagree, not approval for the marriages. So what are the houses where this yuti can give the actual desire for the marriage? But the condition is that Mars and Venus should not be combusted, should not be deviated, should not make any connection with the 6th, 8th and 12th house lord anywhere inside your D1 chart. So if in your chart Mars and Venus is present, MV is present in your 5th house, house of romance, then yes, the chances for love affairs will eventually appear. But note down what are the conditions I have mentioned. In the same way, Mars and Venus placed in your 7th house, Mars and Venus placed in your 9th house, Mars and Venus placed in your 11th house, Mars and Venus placed in your Lagna house, Mars and Venus placed in your 2nd house. These are the houses where such situations can happen, but strongly will be your 5th house and the 7th house. Not only with the association, if Mars and Venus makes any aspects with each other, then also the love marriage chances will increase. Secondly, Mars have 3 eyes, 7 aspects, 8 aspects and 4th aspects. If Mars aspects Venus either 4th eye, 7th house, 7th eyes and 8th house, 8th eyes, then also the probability of love marriage will be high. So if Mars and Venus, Venus and Mars both should be strong in your chart, and if they are placed together expecting each other, love marriage has a really high probability chances. So the probability of love marriage will rise in case of this yuti happen. But note down, the love marriage can delay in such situation. If the positive aspects happening on Mars and Venus, then the situations can be different. But if there is a negative aspects, malefic aspects, association of 6th, 8th and 12th lord, in that case problem will be there. Rahu and Ketu makes in relationship with them, then also the problem. Not only with these rules, also one rule also hold. If suppose Mars is placed some nakshatra and Venus is placed some nakshatra, and both nakshatra are, means Venus is placed in the nakshatra of Mars and Mars is placed in the nakshatra of Venus, in that case also the love marriage yoga, intense desire for love marriage in will happen. The Jatak and Jatika can go against the family for the love marriage yoga. So the planet Mars is our fire. It's our fire, it's ignition, sexual energy, intimacy and passion in the relationship. If Mars is strong in your chart, making an association with the Venus, in that case definitely there will be love marriage. So at the last, if I like any video, any comments, it means yes, dislike means no. So I'm not always available to reply all your comments. Sometimes please identify with the emojis, with the likes and dislikes. At the last, do not share your mobile number, your contact details in the comment box, and we do not call anybody without appointment. The Hindi version of all these videos are already in the playlist. You please check down from there. In case you need personal free advices, just share your chart on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter with Vimshotri Dasha and your Sawal, and give us 60 days. We will reply you based on your cues. So have patience for your reply. That's all for the day. And at the last, please do not forget to subscribe and press the notification bell, because most of the users complained us that we could not get the notification of your latest videos. So these are the primary requirements. That's all for the day. Jai Shani Dev. Going to discuss about the rule number 7. In the rule number 6, we have discussed about the Venus and Mars placement together for the love marriage. So most of the users asked us that if Venus is placed with Mercury or Jupiter, then what can you say that? In that case, yes, we can say that there are chances of love marriage. How these happens, how this association works, watch this video till end. And if you need any consultation, you download Jyotish Ghar Veda app. You can check out our websites of a free analysis, share your charts and Vimshotri Dasha on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter with one questions, and give us 60 days for the buffer system. Now if in your chart Venus is placed either with Mercury, the first case, this is called Yukta Yoga. The Hindi version already mentioned in the check box, in the check playlist. And if Venus is placed with Jupiter, then also Dev Guru Brihaspati making an association with Danav Guru Shukracharya also again can cause the love marriage for the person. How this happens? So we will focus in your ascendant chart. Place your chart on the table, and emphasizes will be on the following houses. First of all, the kendras. You should focus these houses. These are kendras: first house, second house, three house, fourth house. These all are kendras. If you see that in your chart Venus and Mercury placed anywhere, VM is placed, then it makes the chances. This is the association. Not only with this, if Venus and Mercury make any aspects, both have one aspects, Venus Mercury placed, then they have the seventh house aspects. Then also the dasha antardasha will cause the relationship will start, new start a fresh someone in your life will happen. And not only with this kendra, but also if this yuti is present in these houses, this triangle shape, note down 1, 5 and 9, if they are placed, if creates a relationship with Venus, creates relationship with Mercury, first in the kendra, second in the trikona, then also the love marriage happen. So this is about the Venus and Mercury. In the same way, if Venus and Jupiter any form present from the Jupiter point, Jupiter has three aspects: 5, 7 and 9. If Jupiter placed in your fifth house, then it expects your Lagna chart from the ninth aspects. If it is present in your Jupiter placed in your chart in the ninth house, then fifth aspect. So if both making an association, a relationship, or expect wise, also the chances of the love marriage will increase. So we can say that there can be love marriage for the person, whether male or female. One more point. Here we have Venus, Mercury and Jupiter. So 1-to-1 combination. Venus nakshatra, Mars nakshatra, Mercury nakshatra, Jupiter nakshatra. If either of three of them is present or making an house of exchange, suppose Venus is present in the nakshatra of Venus and Mercury is present in the nakshatra of Venus, and if Jupiter is present in the nakshatra of Venus or Venus is present in the nakshatra of Jupiter, then also the chances of the love marriage happen can possible. So this is rule number 7. The Hindi version, check playlist, and do not share your mobile number, email address. We do not ask anybody. Every appointment will be particularly by the Android app or Jyotishkar or by the description box. So avoid spams, do not anonymous replies, otherwise you will be blocked. That's the simple logic. Venus and Mercury Yukta 8, or both gurus are placed either in the trikona or either in the kendras, then it makes a situation. Please note down 6th, 7th, 8th and 12th lord cannot make association. If there is an association with these houses lords, then the problems will arise. Then the problem is definitely arise. So that you avoid these problems, for male jatakas, they should worship, they should do Vij mantra stotam for the Venus, and for the female jataka, they should please your Jupiter for the love marriage, for the marriage to sustain beautifully. That's all for the day. Jai Shani. We are going to discuss about the rule number 8. So these rules will deals with the shortcut I am mentioning here with Ravi. Just note down Ravi. You have to remember this word Ravi. If this Ravi means Rahu and Venus association is present in your chart, then there will be strong love marriage yoga. You will have affairs, one or two in your life definitely. So this video Hindi version already present in the playlist section, and when there is a dasha antardasha of Ravi, either form, in that case love marriage will happen. So when Venus in your chart, in your Lagna chart, creates a relationship with Rahu, then the love marriage yoga will create. So Venus with Rahu in the 5th house, if both the condition Venus and Ravi is present here, or if Ravi is present here, then the chances of love marriage will increase. After some fluctuations, after some denial by the parents or the families, the Jatak and Jataka will definitely go for the marriage with breaking all the norms and conditions. Not only with this, if Venus and Rahu is present in your 7th house, then also the chances of love marriage will increase. So Venus with Rahu makes a person be really good in acting also, because these yutis such persons can perform entertainment industry very well, and cinematography is excellent way. So if this yoga happens, if this yuti Ravi is formed in your fifth house or in your ninth house, not only by this, by all aspects, if seventh aspects happening also, then there is a case of love marriage yoga. Example, if suppose Venus is present in your 11th house and Rahu is present in your 5th house, then there is expects whatever ascendant you have, it will cause the love marriage yoga. First. Second thing, if suppose Venus is present here, Rahu is present here, then definitely Ketu will be with Venus. This also cause the yoga for love marriage. When this happens, this will happen in the dasha, antardasha, or when the gochar both will revolve around the first house and the seventh house. Eventually the marriage will be on the floor. This is the basic logic. Not only with this, if Rahu, you have to check out Rahu and Venus, check the nakshatra. What is the nakshatra of Rahu and what is the nakshatra of Venus? Suppose Rahu is present in the nakshatra of Venus and Venus is present in the nakshatra of Rahu, then also the love marriage yoga will happen. They note down, they are 27 nakshatra and we are discussing the nakshatra Darkarak, the 7th house lord in the nakshatra playlist section. You can check out every nakshatra. We have mentioned how to remember those nakshatra and what are the impacts on the spouse by the particular nakshatra. So these are the primary condition. Venus Ravi condition, Ravi yoga. This is just a punchline. Ravi, just remember Ravi if it is happening in your D1 chart or in the D9 chart, particularly in the 5th house, 9th house, 11th house, 7th house, then or in the lagna in the 7th house, then you will have the chances of the love marriage. So we are focusing till now 8 rules, and these rules covered maximum of your comments reply. So it's not always possible for us to reply each and every time. So that's why we are making different small videos and taking all the parameters. And note down, more the parameters, more the number of parameters, more the number of chances for the love marriage happen. So it is not particularly deadlock that if one condition is all on hold, is one condition is working in your chart but other condition not hold, the marriage will not hold. No, this is not. If either one of 8 or in the future the rules obey in your chart and there is no malefic impacts from the 6th, 8th and 12th house lord, in that case marriage will happen. Secondly, the planet should be strong, should not be deviated. The aspects should be auspicious, supportive. In that case the marriage will happen. So that's all for the day. In case you need any consultancy, download Jyotishkar Veda app. You can check out our websites, or you can share your charts on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook with Vimshotri Dasha and give us 60 days to reply you. But need to pay attention for your patience. And do not forget to subscribe and press the notification bell, because the users complained us that we could not get the notification information because you subscribe but you do not press the bell icon. That's all. So this is a simplest way we are trying to explain you. In the 9th rules we will deal more about Rahu moon, so for that have tuned, stay tuned. Jai Shani. Today the rule number is 9. Rule number 9 deal with the love marriage. From rule number 1 to 8, check the playlist section, and also the Hindi version also available in the playlist section. The most of the users complained us or ask us that sir, Rahu is present in the Lagna lot, whether it creates love marriage or not, because some of my friends have Rahu in the first houses and they got married while some are not. Why this is happening? So this is video for those questions. However, no doubt Rahu in the first house creates the yoga for love marriage, and you know that Rahu is Maya, Rahu is an illusion. So it makes the person not to take the right decisions while Rahu is present in the Lagna, or when the Rahu Dasha Antardasha is running, Rahu Pratyanta Dasha is running, or Rahu in the Gochar moving from your Lagna lord, then it will create a chaos in the mind. So it is not wrong that Rahu is present in the first house not create love marriage. Yes, it will create love marriage yoga. If you remember, in the rule number 8 we have discussed that if Venus expects Rahu, then also the love marriage yoga happens. If these yutis are present in the 5th house, 9th house, 7th house and 11th house, love marriage will happen. So if Rahu, when the love marriage happens, if Rahu is present in the first house, then definitely Ketu will be in your 7th house. So whatever the profile you select from the matrimonial is also the part of this yuti, also cause that marriage from Rahu and Ketu at present in the axis of Lagna and the 7th house. So if there is no aspect, if there is no aspect on Rahu in the Lagna Lord, that case the marriage will happen. But if the Jupiter aspects, we know that Jupiter has 3 aspects, 5th, 7th and 9th. If Jupiter aspects the Rahu, in that case love marriage will not happen. Please remember these points. Not only with this, suppose Rahu is present in the nakshatra of Jupiter. What is a Jupiter nakshatra? Like Punarvasu nakshatra, Vishakha nakshatra. If Rahu is present in Jupiter nakshatra, then also it will break the love marriage. It will create the problems in love marriage. In that case, you should please your Jupiter. You should do the Bij mantra for the Jupiter. So if there is no aspect of benefic planets, especially Jupiter, to the Lagna, in that case the love marriage will sustain and the love marriage will happen. These are the basic parameters. So Venus Rahu combination, 5th, 9th, 11th, 7th, love marriage. Rahu in the first house also create love marriage. Rahu when moves into the 7th house also makes the situations of love marriage. Please note down, if there is any aspects of the benefic planets, then it will stop you from crossing the border of your caste, because Rahu brings caste differences, intercaste relationship, intercaste marriages, inter-religion marriages, inter-community marriages. It is because of the Rahu. So those who have the questions of that whether we have these kind of marriages, this video for them. So this is the 9th rule. We in the future we will see the other rules. Please note that more the parameters, more the chances of the love marriage will increase. So when this happens, in the dasha of the planet which are making such combinations for the love marriage. So at the last, if you need any consultancy, you can download Jyotish Veda app, visit our websites for free analysis, share your charts on these icons, and Vimshotri Dasha with one question, we will try to reply you within 60 days. As well as do not forget to press the notification bell after subscribing the channel, because it's a complaint that latest videos could not into the inbox. That's all for the day.